Here's another frequently asked question that we will sometimes get. Is this a legitimate opportunity? People look at our concept where we help people turn their cell phone bills into a passive residual income producing business, and they think, that's just too good to be true. It can't be real. It's got to be a scam. Well, it is true. It is real, and this is not a scam. Our company is actually a very solid, very well-respected company. The direct sales division that you're being introduced to launched back in July of 2008, and ever since then, we've been offering wireless services, paying people like you commissions, and allowing people just like you to earn free service as well. We are not a startup company, though. We are actually backed by an established 18-year-old telecom company called Birch Communications. They're out of Macon, Georgia. $750 million in annual revenue, privately held company, been very successful in telecommunications, mainly on the commercial side, but they've won awards with customer service. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, which is the highest rating that accredited members can receive, and they've been consistently ranked among Inc. 5000's fastest growing privately held companies. What does this mean? It means this is not some get-rich-quick scheme. This is not some business that was started out of someone's garage with just a P.O. box somewhere. This is a real company that has created hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. And I point this out not to brag or to beat our chest here. We're just saying that you don't have to worry about it being a real company. You don't have to worry about, are your customers going to be taken care of, or is the company going to go out of business? Our company's been around for over 18 years. They're very sound financially. We're not going anywhere. The reason you've never heard of us is because of the way we market. See, traditionally, big carriers spend all the money on advertising and opening stores to bring customers. And of course, that method works. The challenge is it doesn't bring loyal customers. Now that everyone out there has the same kind of offering to its customers, all the same companies have the wireless phones, the same plans, the same networks, there's really no difference with any of the other carriers. So there's no reason for a customer to be loyal. To create a loyal customer, you have to be different. You have to provide value. Those customers can't get anywhere else. So naturally, the value that we provide is the business model. We're letting you insert yourself into this equation as what we call a Tempo Wireless independent business owner. And Tempo is going to pay you what they normally would spend on advertising and opening stores to market their product and their business opportunity. Why? Because it creates a loyal customer. I'll go so far to say the most loyal wireless customer out there. Why? Because we offer value you can't get anywhere else. With Tempo, you have your own business with unlimited potential. Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, they're not going to pay you. They're not going to allow you to get paid on your own service. But with Tempo, you become your own customer, and you do. With Tempo, you have your own online wireless portal where you can gather other customers and get paid on the life of their bill for as long as they're a customer. With Tempo, you can earn free service with our U+3=free program and never pay a cell phone bill again. And you're getting paid to help other people do the same thing. This is the most loyal customer in the industry. Don't believe me? Well, I don't care how low another company's plan goes or how many free phones that they offer me. I'm never leaving my service with Tempo. Does that sound loyal? Well, that's the most loyal you'll get. Why? Because I haven't paid a cell phone bill out of my own pocket since July of 2008, and I get paid on it. And I get paid to help other people do that too. Isn't that fantastic? And that really is the bottom line. Yes, you can go get great wireless service from any of these major carriers at some really low plans, but would you rather receive a bill? Or would you rather receive a check and get free service? This is the concept that we're out sharing with people. This is why we are different. This is what makes us different. It isn't wireless service. It's not the plans or phones. You can get plans and phones anywhere. But what you can't get is get paid, and you cannot get free. Okay? We are the only wireless company in the country that allows its customers and its business owners to get free service with just 3 referrals. There is no company that has duplicated what we're doing. That means we have a pretty serious competitive advantage in the marketplace. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about this concept of passive income, because I think this is where the skepticism comes from. Passive income is defined as an income received on a regular basis with little effort required to maintain it. And most people think, no way, it's too good to be true. There can't possibly be ways to do that. Well, there actually are in the quote unquote real world. There's, rent from properties you may own, royalties from publishing a book or making some music or movies, dividend and interest earnings from financial investments, pensions is another form. In other words, we're talking about getting paid from a source that no longer requires direct involvement. And what people sometimes do is they associate the idea of getting paid off of other people's efforts as a pyramid scheme where you can't possibly make money from other people's efforts. But when you look at the real world, it happens all the time. You just don't realize it. Let me use real estate as an example because I think it's something that most people are pretty familiar with and can understand and relate to. This is Bob, the real estate broker. Okay, Bob goes out, gets his broker's license, his real estate license, and he opens an office. And this is his office, which his license allows him as a broker to go out and sell a home. And when he does that, he earns a commission. Okay, now that's based on his effort. But what you may not know is that as a broker, Bob has the ability to recruit other agents and train other real estate agents. He doesn't employ Rita, the realtor. He doesn't pay her a salary or an hourly wage. She's just hanging her license on his wall. Bob put up the risk, started the business. He's gone out, recruited, trained, supported Rita. When Rita goes out as a real estate agent, sells a home, she earns a commission, obviously. But what you may not know is that Bob, as the real estate broker, he receives an override commission. This is a pretty smart thing. If you look at just what just happened there, Bob generated income without his direct involvement. Bob may not have been showing homes on the weekend. He may have been in Tahiti with his family on a vacation, yet when Rita sold that home, he got paid the override commission. Now, it doesn't stop here. A smart broker like Bob is going to go out and build a company. He's going to build an agency of more agents. He's going to go recruit a team of people, okay? And he recruits Roxy and Rob and adds them to his team. When Roxy, Rita, and Rob sell homes, they earn a commission, but Bob as the broker gets an override. And there's no limit to the number of agents that Bob can recruit into his office. And of course, when you look at this concept, you think, boy, that's brilliant, right? It's, insurance professionals do the same thing. They have the same type of compensation plan. What we're doing really is no different. We're just adding wireless to the mix, and we're adding multiple levels of compensation. Let me show you an example of what it might look like. Let's say this is you. You become your own customer. When you do that, obviously you get paid one time. But you will also get paid every month as you continue to pay your bill for as long as you're your own customer, forever, even if you're earning free service. Now, as a Tempo Wireless independent business owner, you can also go out and gather retail customers, and you get paid every month when they pay their bill. You go get 3, and you get free service, which is phenomenal. But this is all based on your effort. You can only reach so many people. Just like Bob the broker, he can only show so many homes by himself. It makes sense for Bob to recruit a team of agents because if he has 10 agents in his office and everyone shows a home on Sunday, that's 10 homes being shown on Sunday, when Bob might only be able to show 1 because you only have so much time in the day. What we do is we give you the same opportunity to do exactly what Bob did as the broker, create the same kind of leverage. How? Well, you can go out and recruit other Tempo Wireless agents. We call them independent business owners. When you help Lisa start her own business, and why would she want to do that? Because she sees the brilliance of being her own customer, so she can get paid every month. She pays her bill. She sees the value in getting free service, but she also sees the value in the opportunity. But you, as the broker, so to speak, in this equation, you get an override commission of all of Lisa's customers every month as long as they pay their bill. And as Bob the broker was smart to build a team, you too can build a team. There's no limit to the number of people that you can help enroll, help them become their own customer. Like Todd here, he's going to become his own customer. He's getting paid. You're going to get an override. Mark becomes his own customer. He's going to get paid. You're going to get the override for as many customers as they get. Just like in real estate. The difference here is the residual side. Imagine being a real estate professional and getting paid to sell the home, but then getting paid every time that family paid their mortgage payment as well. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. I think you'd see a lot more real estate professionals if that were the case. But here, that's exactly what we're talking about. Getting paid one time and doing something over and over again, or getting paid over and over again for that same effort. What's also different, and I think more fair here, is that we have multiple levels of compensation. And what I mean by that is every person who joins is a broker. Every person who joins has the same opportunity as the person who came before them. In the real estate world, it isn't that way. If an agent wants to have agents of their own, they have to go out and become a broker and break away from the broker who recruited them and trained them. And that is not a good situation. You're basically, if you're a real estate broker, you're basically training your competition someday. They're going to go away from you and take your company and business with them. So here, what's great is you have a vested interest in helping people be successful. Let's take Todd, for example. Todd joined with you. Maybe he doesn't even really like you, all right? He just wants to go out and build a business. He sees it for himself. But Todd knows people you don't know. So he helps these people get started. They all become customers. They all get paid. And of course, Todd is the broker, or the one that helped them get started, so to speak. He's going to get an override commission. But so do you. You have the ability to get paid on every single person that Todd helps get started. You have the ability to get paid on all those people that those people get started. And Lisa and Mark and everybody else. There is an unlimited amount of customers and people that can join your team. And if you look at this, doesn't that just make sense? Isn't that brilliant? You don't need to feel bad about generating income from other people's efforts. Why? Because the only way that you're going to be successful is by helping other people be successful themselves. See, Todd's happy. He's making money. He's getting paid bonuses, commissions. He's earned free service. You're getting paid to help them. And the company is happy because why? They're gaining loyal customers. This is a brilliant concept, and this is entirely why our company uses this distribution model. They could go out and advertise and open stores, and they would get customers, but those customers would leave the moment a company comes along and offers them something cheaper, or a new phone comes out. But if you're getting free service and you're getting paid, I have unlimited everything on the best wireless network in the country. No caps on my data, unlimited on one of the best wireless networks out there. My bill is free and I get paid on it. There is no wireless company in the world that can match that offering. And all that our compensation is doing is fueling the growth of a customer gathering machine of loyal customers. But what people have a tough time with is they feel bad about generating income from other people's efforts. That's crazy. Look at the typical corporate structure, okay? When you look at a normal company, they have a CEO. Usually it's just one. And then they have a few presidents, or maybe one president and some more vice presidents. There's a lot more middle management. There's even more team leaders and supervisors. And then there's the general workforce, the hard-working employees, okay? Now, these hard-working employees virtually have no opportunity of becoming the CEO and owning this structure. Now, who in this structure gets compensated the most? The person at the top, right? That's when I talk with people, isn't this one of those things where people at the top make all the money where everybody else who comes in later does all the work? I say no. Not at all. In fact, I make more money than the person who came before me. I have a gentleman who came down into my organization who made more money than I did last year. How's that possible? Because they were most productive. But in the corporate structure, the hardest working employee could be working 90 hours a week, and they'll never make as much money as the CEO. Look at Michael Dell, who owns Dell Computers. He's the CEO of Dell Computers. Do you think that that person who might be putting in 100 hours a week on the assembly line putting together those computers is going to make more money than Michael Dell? Of course not. Now, is that fair? Well, that's the corporate world. It's up to you to decide whether that's fair. Some people would argue, hey, it's Michael Dell's company. He started it. He put up all the risks, so he's entitled to that. When I used to work in physical therapy, I had a boss who worked less hours than everyone but made the most money. He would leave early every Tuesday and Thursday at noon and go play golf at his country club while we stayed there to work with his patients. And I didn't like that concept. I understood why he was entitled to it because it was his business, but I wanted that same ability to create leverage. But I wanted it without the traditional hassles and headaches of running a traditional company. And that's exactly what this business model allows people to do. And you know what? It's brilliant when you look at it. I highly encourage you to get your hands on a book by a gentleman by the name of Robert Kiyosaki. It's called Rich Dad Poor Dad. It has nothing to do with direct sales or network marketing. It's just a really good book to open your eyes into where your mindset should be. See, there's basically 4 ways to produce income in this economy, okay? And that is, number 1, to be an employee where you have a job, okay? You can be self-employed where Maybe you're a landscaper or a contractor. The other is to own a business. And then, of course, you can invest money. Okay. Now, most people, over 95% of the population, are on the left side of this equation, the left side of this quadrant here. Okay. And they only generate about 5% of the wealth. And why? Because they're exchanging time for money, meaning they're limited by what they can do personally. See, if you're an employee and you work for an hour, get paid for an hour, work for an hour, get paid for an hour, if you stop working, you stop getting paid. If you're self-employed, like my dad was a general contractor for many years, if he stopped building homes, he stopped making money. If he stopped showing up, his business did not grow. So basically, when you're self-employed, you own a job. Now, a business owner like Michael Dell, they own a system where they have people that are generating their income for them, okay? And that's a very smart way to build a business. Unfortunately, most people just don't have the means to go create a business traditionally. They don't have the capital, they don't have the expertise, the ideas, the technology, the infrastructure, you name it. And then, of course, everyone would love to be sitting on a beach somewhere, having their investments, earning them 10%, right, and making millions of dollars without doing anything. But a very small percentage of people actually have enough money to go out and invest and be able to generate income that way, whether it's real estate investments or financial investments. But if you look at this, which side of the equation, which side of the quadrant does it make more sense to be on? Of course, the right side. You have to ask yourself, is what you're doing now getting you to where you want to be or where you'd rather be? See, what Tempo Wireless does is it gives average people like me, someone with no education in business, no background in sales or marketing, no education in wireless or anything like that. It gives someone like me, an average person, I came from the healthcare industry, gives someone like me the ability to level the playing field and create independence. You create independence by building a system that generates passive residual income. And that's exactly what we're talking about. Passive, meaning you're getting paid without having to do anything anymore. We gathered customers years ago that we're still getting paid on today. And you have the same ability to do that too. And you know what? We're not the only ones that are recognizing what a brilliant concept this is. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, says the best investment I ever made when he was talking about the network marketing company he purchased. And he owns actual multiple. Donald Trump has done the same thing. Many magazines and publications have identified this as a very legitimate profession. It's been around for many hundred, over 70, 80 years. It does almost $200 billion in annual revenue. There are multiple companies that are publicly traded and multi-billion dollar companies. It's not the model that gives it a bad name. It's people. There are people who are scamming in the real estate profession. I remember when the real estate bubble burst in 2008, all kinds of real estate companies were shut down because of fraud, and all these people were doing all these things. And the financial bubble burst. All these companies, these big hedge fund companies went out of business because they were scamming their clients. It's not the real estate industry that's bad. It's not the financial industry that's bad. It's the people. Okay, there are people in it that can sometimes give it a black eye. Are there people in our profession that try to take shortcuts? Sure there are. Are there some bad companies? Of course. But there are also thousands and thousands of really solid companies that produce hundreds of billions of dollars a year in revenue. There are millions and millions of good, honest people who are using products that they love, who are getting free product, who are generating part-time incomes. There are even more people generating full-time income. And there's lots and lots of people who've generated millions and millions of dollars from network marketing. It's not a scam. It's not a hype. It's real. It's legitimate. But what's more legitimate than getting paid on something you're going to do anyway? When I lay my head on the pillow at night, I sleep so well. Why? Because I know that we're helping people save money and make money. And no matter what type of economy you're in, that's a great place to be.